The Baldwins. Hilaria Baldwin. A very fluid narcissist. Part 11. One of the key indicators with regard to a narcissist is self-obsessed behaviour. Being completely self-absorbed in their world and thinking everybody else needs to know about it. Engaging in showmanship. The look at me, no everybody look at me. And before we embrace the fallout that occurred with regard to the revelation about the real identity of Hilaria Baldwin, let's just touch on some photographs. As you'll see here, there's a picture of Hilaria released through her Instagram account of her using her Instagram account to show her that there isn't show everybody that there isn't anywhere that she can't get her zen on. Here, she's demonstrating herself as the dry cleaner, as she is balanced upside down using what looks like a steam cleaner on probably one of Alex's jackets. And why do we need to see her doing this mundane task? We don't. Yet she believes that we all need to see it, showing off as to her level of fitness, showing off as to her physical attractiveness, showing off as to her supposed talents of being upside down. You might as well just stand up and steam clean it properly rather than showing off. But of course, that wouldn't enter her head. Our next photograph is of her as the scholar, where, look at her, she's upside down, reading a book whilst balancing some more books. What a really useful skill to have. Now, of course, yes, you're supple and you're lithe, good for you. And you're healthy, bravo. Do we need to know all of this? No. There are hundreds of millions of other people who are supple, healthy, and so forth. You are nothing remarkable, but you believe that you are. Similar to another narcissist who we talk about, you're a legend in your own lunchtime. You're a yoga instructor. You have not brought peace to Northern Ireland or the Middle East. You have not solved food crises in Africa. You have not reversed climate change. You have not stopped the polar ice cap from shrinking. You teach people to get into certain positions and breathe. But here you are explaining to us that you are the handy woman, as now on a kitchen counter, not wearing any personal protective equipment, I hasten to add, with skimpy shorts on and crop top, again showing off your body, you're bent over backwards looking like you're changing a bulb. Again, exaggerated, look at me behaviour. Then we're on to the pampered wife, and we see you in the bathroom. And yes, you can hold your leg up like that. Very well done. We can see why Alec Baldwin was attracted to you. Legs akimbo. Very well done. And then the health freak, as we can see that she is obtaining some water from the water cooler, upside down, drinking it thus, whilst in a particular position, adopting yet another yoga pose. And onto the next photograph. Oh look, she's the businesswoman. And this time, again, showing off her flexibility. Quite possibly, it might be that those bikini bottoms have been pulled to one side and there's a little bit of Skype action going on there with Mr. Baldwin, who knows. She tip-tap-taps at that laptop. And, of course, someone else has to stand there taking the photographs of her. And then we have the housewife, where she's sort of doing the splits whilst running a vacuum cleaner back and forth in a bedroom. Very well done. Do you know, Hilaria, you can do that standing up and it's far easier. We don't need to see you showing off in your heels whilst legs akimbo once again, demonstrating your flexibility. All of this, of course, is showmanship, the assertion of control through all of these images on her Instagram account, and shows a glaring lack of boundary recognition and rampant self-entitlement to share all of this information. Finally, and my personal favourite of this series, is the curbside step, and it shows La Hilaria again. This time, she's able to do what looks like some kind of plank between her car and the curb, while she stares, and a rather frustrated Alec Baldwin stands there, no doubt thinking, not this fucking shit again. This photograph's quite interesting, because it exhibits her complete self-absorption. Hey everybody, look at me, I can do a plank from the car to the curb. How useful is that? Well, I suppose I'd be interested to see if you could hold it if I walked on you to get into that car. That might impress me slightly. Meanwhile, her husband, of course, this affects his sense of control because she's making it all about her. And his irritation shows as head to hand, eyes closed, he is evidently thinking, not this crap once more. Whether he was able to keep his fury under control, we don't know, because who knows after that, and this is something I'll be touching on in a later part of this series, he may well have turned around and give her a tongue lashing. But once again, this exhibits, in this photograph, her need to always be seen, to look at me, doing something which actually is quite preposterous and we don't need to know about. We then move on to a series of pictures where she is in her lingerie. And I'll allow you to look through these pictures as I speak, which of course demonstrate an absence of boundary recognition. Now, there's no doubt, of course, that she is an attractive woman, that she has a good body. But of course, do you feel the need to show everybody your good body? Many of you listening will have fantastic bodies. You'll be hard bodies with the bottom bouncing off the wall, no doubt. But her need to assert control is such that she has to keep showing these pictures of her body in the lingerie. There's no boundary recognition. She's drawing fuel by the positive comments and responses, and even the negative ones, of course, will provide her with some fuel. And as I talk, you can see the photographs whirring through, demonstrating over and over again the vanity of this individual, her level of self-obsession, the need to assert control, the drawing of fuel, an absence of accountability for these behaviours. How do our children now growing up feel about their mother plastering herself all over the internet in her skimpies? No emotional empathy for how that makes them feel. All she has to offer, in essence, is her body. There's no great mind at work here that's solving the problems of the world, but rather, once again, we see the way that she continues is commensurate with all of these narcissistic indicators. Having given you very much the flavour of what she's about, let us now move on to the main event as we talk about the issue of cultural appropriation. Join me in part 12.